What would you do if you walked into a garage and found something so surprising that it made you stop and say, "Wow, I did not expect that"? Well, that is exactly what happened when people found out what was inside Frank Fritz's garage. If you have ever watched the show American Pickers, you probably know Frank is one of the main stars who loves finding old treasures and antiques. But no one knew about the amazing things hidden in his own garage. This story is full of surprises, and I am going to tell you everything about what was found and why it left so many people speechless. So keep watching because this is a story you will want to hear. Frank Fritz is famous for traveling across the country, visiting old barns, houses, and garages, looking for valuable and interesting items to buy and sell. He is like a detective who looks for hidden history in old things. But it turns out, Frank has his own secret collection that no one expected. When someone finally got a chance to see inside his garage, they discovered some rare and unbelievable items that showed a different side of Frank's love for collecting. The garage was not just full of old stuff, it was like a treasure chest full of history and memories. One of the most surprising things in Frank's garage was a collection of vintage motorcycles. These motorcycles were not just old bikes, some of them were very rare and in almost perfect condition. Each bike told a story about the past and showed how motorcycles have changed over the years. Fans of Frank and old vehicles were amazed to see such a beautiful and carefully kept collection. It showed that Frank's passion is not only about picking items from other people's places but also about taking care of his own collection. Seeing those motorcycles made people realize how much Frank truly loves preserving history. But that was not all. Frank's garage also held some rare advertising signs from the early 20th century. These signs were colorful and bright, showing brands that people used to know a long time ago. Some signs were for old gas stations, soda brands, and even tire companies. These signs are very valuable to collectors because they remind people of a time before digital ads and television commercials. Finding such signs in one place was surprising, and it made many collectors very excited. It was like stepping back in time just by looking at those signs hanging on the walls of Frank's garage. Another part of the garage held some antique tools and farming equipment. These items were dusty and old but still showed how people worked many years ago. Frank explained that he loves these tools because they show how hard people worked before machines and computers made everything easier. Holding an old hammer or wrench connects us to the people who built things with their own hands. Frank's collection of tools was impressive because it was so complete and included tools from many different jobs and industries. For many fans, this was a new side of Frank that they did not know about. What made this discovery even more special was how Frank took care of everything. Instead of just leaving the items to get rusty or broken, Frank made sure that everything was clean and safe. He explained that every item in his garage has a story, and those stories are important. By keeping these treasures in good condition, Frank is helping to save history for future generations. It is like he is a keeper of memories, making sure the past does not get forgotten. This idea inspired many people who watched the video about his garage. When the news about Frank's garage spread, many fans shared their thoughts. Some said they were inspired to start collecting items from their own families or neighborhoods. Others said they appreciated how Frank shows the value of things that might seem old or useless but actually have a lot of meaning. It reminded everyone that history is all around us, in the things we use every day and the stories behind them. If you are wondering what Frank's favorite item in his garage is, he says it is a little old radio from the 1930s. He said it reminds him of when he was a kid listening to music and stories with his family. That radio may look simple, but it holds many memories for Frank and shows how something small can mean a lot. This story teaches us that treasures do not have to be expensive or shiny. Sometimes, the best treasures are the ones that connect us to our past. So, what can we learn from what was found in Frank Fritz's garage? First, it shows us that everyone has a story and something valuable about their own history. Second, it reminds us to take care of the things we have and appreciate where they come from. And finally, it encourages us to look around and maybe find our own hidden treasures, whether they are old toys, pictures, or tools. Just like Frank, we can all be collectors of memories and keepers of stories. Thanks for watching this story about Frank Fritz's garage and the amazing things inside it. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more stories about interesting people and their surprising collections. Also, write in the comments what kind of treasure you would like to find in a garage like Frank's. I am excited to read your ideas. Until next time, keep looking for the stories around you because you never know what you might discover.